Hi, my name is Michael, and I've been trading for 4 years. And just in the last 6 months, I've become really profitable with the system that I have. And I'm going to bring you over the entire process that I follow in a series of videos just to give you a full understanding of how this works because I've gone through the pathways of listening to online influencers and all these guys claiming that they're driving Lamborghinis and all these things and how easy trading is. Trading is not simple, just like any new work or effort you put into learning something is not going to be easy from the start. So, for example, you might be able to log into something like this, like TradingView, and see you have, trading, I can hit buy or sell within that. Um, with that, like it's not going to work for you because if I was to drive, say I was on an airplane before, just because I was in an airplane and maybe sat in the cockpit doesn't mean I know how to fly an airplane. So if I got behind the controls of an airplane, I would be really nervous. I'd be really anxious because I don't fully know what to do. I know what an airplane is. I know how that it's meant to fly. I know the engineering behind it, but I don't know how to control it. So why would you have the expectation in the same sense that you know what the stock market is, you can buy and sell, but you don't understand the workings of it in and out. You've never trained on it. You've never gone to lessons of how to do it. And people have been trying to sell you processes within the stock market that do not work. So they're talking about all these indicators that you might have. The stock market doesn't work off indicators. It works off supply and demand. So where are their buyers? Where are their sellers? Where are their orders coming into the market? And where is the market going to come back to actually fill in those orders? So everything is actually in front of you just on a naked chart. All down with technical analysis. And I'm going to explain this in a really brief way. So I'm just looking at a blank chart here. I just want to draw on the screen. So we can generally see the market moves in a number of ways. It either trends, so it makes higher highs, higher lows, and moves up like this, or it makes a downtrend. So it makes lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and that means there's shorts in the market there. The other way it moves is sideways. So it makes highs, makes a low, makes a high, makes a low like this, and it might start moving up and down, but there's no direct trend there that we're following. And it's the most important thing in trading is that you're able to identify the trend. If you cannot do this, you have no reason being in the market trying to make money from this in any kind of shape or form. Um, and this is what we're going to learn is how do we identify trends in a rule based system. So I'm not just going to make stuff up and say, oh, it's moving up because look, it's going up, or look, because it's going down. We're going to get extremely structured on it. We're going to have very specific rules that we follow to identify where the market's going to, where is it going to come back to, why we should get into a trade around a level, why we should exit a trade around a level, how we should manage our trades, and all these things. It's really, really straightforward once you understand the rules and you learn how to apply them. Again, just like flying a plane, you don't get stressed as a pilot when you know what you're doing. And the stock market is the same. So I get asked all the time, do you not get stressed when you're putting money on? And I'm like, absolutely not, because I don't put in extreme amounts of risk that I'm not willing to lose or that's going to blow my account. Because if I do that, then I'm just gambling. And you hear it all the time. You hear influencers talking about, oh, you're just gambling if you do these things. You absolutely are gambling. If you do not know what you're doing, you're gambling with your money. If you are behind the controls of an airplane and you weren't a trained pilot, you're gambling with your life because you're basically going to crash the airplane. There's no way you're going to land it. So the same thing has to apply here. When you build a system that you have 100% faith behind because you understand that based off the structures and the historical data that you've seen, the market is going to react the same way every time. So when you hear people say like the market is random, individual ticks of the market are random. But how market structure works is very, very specific in how it's actually run. And we can find this information throughout the stock market in behaviors that it actually performs. It literally tells us through every single motion of what it's going to do next. And when you see this, it's probably going to blow your mind because it's so simple again, it's just learning the rules and the processes that you need to follow to identify this. And eventually, with practice, you'll get to a stage where you'll be able to see it with your naked eye. You won't need to draw lines. I don't really need to draw lines, but I'd use them as reference that if I go away from the charts and I want to come back to see what's happening, it's just reminding me of the structure. But generally, I could sit down and see the structure of a chart and go, all right, this is doing X, Y, and Z. It's possibly going to go to here or not to here or whatnot. And that just makes the whole process and the whole system much more relaxed for me, because I know I'm not going to enter at levels that are nonsense, that aren't going to draw any profit for me, or no kind of valuable profit, or I'm going to be stuck in a trade that's moving sideways for an extended period of time, and then I'm going to sit in there being stressed, hoping and praying that it's going to move in a certain direction. I want to know the direction the market is moving, and I want that confirmation before I enter a trade. And once I get that, I'm completely relaxed. You guys in the Discord have seen it over and over again. I've been sharing entries and sharing processes of why the market's going to move from A to B. It's not something I'm making up. It's something I can repeat over and over and over again with absolute confidence behind what I'm doing. And this is, again, just for anyone that's new, I started off exactly where you are. I didn't have a clue what was happening in the stock market. I was consistently anxious. I was consistently raging because I'd lose trades and I didn't understand why it was doing this, why it wasn't going in the direction I thought it was going to go in. And it would build up absolute anxiety. I thought about quitting 100 times. I pumped thousands of euros into learning this in terms of doing prop and risking money and not realizing that I just needed to take a step back, learn the technicals, and build confidence in my ability to actually execute trades around the technicals that I'm learning. And that just brought that complete sense of serenity into everything that I'm doing. I am fully confident. I'm not a millionaire yet, but I am fully confident that in a few years from now, I will be absolutely banking and probably retired at a very early age. So, um, my confidence behind that, because of what I know now, is 100%. It's going to happen. There's absolutely no way it's not going to happen for me unless there's a world war and we get nuked. That's the only thing that I have to be concerned about now in terms of not making this. And I guarantee you, if you stick with this system that I'm going to show you, you will be the exact same.